After an exciting women's basketball opener, second half of a men's and women's basketball doubleheader here on the Cougars Sports Network. COC and Glendale here from the Cougar Cage. Hi, everybody. I'm Matt Robinson. Happy to have you with us, as always, here on the Cougars Sports Network. Well, if you're just joining us, you missed a heck of a women's basketball game just a few moments ago. 68-67 COC over Glendale. Top two teams in the Western States Conference South. It was a very, very fun back and forward affair. We hope we'll get a similar matchup in this men's game, as both Glendale and COC this year on the men's side have kind of been struggling as we talk about this one. The Cougars 10-9 overall, Glendale 6-13 overall. The Vaqueros on a 7-game losing streak. The Cougars having lost 4 of their last 5. So both teams kind of struggling, really not doing very well in conference play either. Over 5 Glendale, 1 for 4 COC. The Cougars, though, have been good here on their home floor for Howard Fisher in his 22nd year as the Cougars head coach. 7-3 on their home floor this season. You look at their last couple of home games, though, tough losses to LA Valley, 76-70, and then a blowout loss to Citrus, 92-74. Before that, though, had a 5-game winning streak, a 4-game winning streak here at home. So, I mean, it's not as though the Cougars have not had good runs this year. It's just been kind of a lack of consistency and a struggle. They'll be without Mason Savory tonight, as he is in street clothes, not able to play. So that's going to put even more pressure on the big few in Dylan Barrientos, Andrew Henderson, Jimmy Galgano, and really the guy that's kind of taken the lead as the year has gone on, and Jonah Alfara. Alfara, 6 double-doubles on the year. He has been great this season, shooting 67% from the floor, not shooting any three-pointers, does all the work from down low inside. He has been one of the best on the floor this year on the offensive side. On the other side for Glendale, for Vinjen Gilizan in his 4th season. Like we said, it's been a struggle. Lost 7 in a row. Their last win on December 15th against Golden West. And it comes really, the struggle, because the Vaqueros just have not been able to find consistency themselves on the floor. Gambino Ramirez averaging almost 13 points a game as their leading scorer, but he's the only player on the Glendale roster averaging over 10 points a game. Emmanuel Lewis, 9.7 per. You look down the roster further, Paul Masoyan with 8.3. But that's been about it for Glendale. They just really have not been able to find a rhythm and get themselves the depth they need to put up enough points to really compete this year in the 3C2A in the Western States Conference South. As we get ready for the starting lineups, we have them here for you, if I can speak correctly. Jared Jones getting the start for Glendale as the 1 guard. Emmanuel Lewis, the freshman guard, at the 2 spot. Then Gambino Ramirez, the 3 spot. Easton Gray, the freshman forward, going to start at the 4. And then Sarayan Urias starting at the 5. On the other side for COC, Quincy Arms, Andrew Henderson, Jimmy Galgano, Dylan Barrientos, all guards starting out on the floor, although Henderson kind of a stretch 3, maybe a 4. And then Jonah Alfara, the lone forward for College of the Canyons, starting up front. So we'll let the public address announcer, the great Dave Caldwell, get us started on the starting lineups, and then we will get ready to go here. So starting lineups out on the floor. It'll be Urias and Alfara to jump the pair of 42s. As we are just about ready to get underway. COC Glendale here from the Cougar cage. Just waiting on the officials to say we're ready to go, and we will get to work. Cougars in their white uniforms attacking to our left here in the first half. Glendale in their maroon with yellow numbers attacking to our right as the Cougars control the opening tip. And we'll go to work on the offensive side. Here's Dylan Barrientos. Get it to Alfara. Right away, the Cougars want to get him involved. He spins around the defender in Urias and lays in with the left hand. And already Alfara showing off the athleticism, gets himself to the line for the three-point play opportunity. Right off the hop, the Cougars going right to Alfara this year, averaging almost 13 and to touch over 8 rebounds per game. The one flaw in his game so far this year has been the free throws, as we see him miss the first. So it'll stay a 2-0 lead, a 2-0 start for COC. Gray with the basketball, we'll get it over to Lewis. Little jumper that doesn't fall. Alfara able to pull down the rebound, and the Cougars back to work offensively. Cougars this year defensively have been pretty solid throughout the year in terms of three-point shooting defense. Otherwise, they have really struggled. Falling down to the floor was Ramirez that time trying to catch the pass, so a turnover on Glendale. Look at the Cougars. They give up 77.6, which is 68th in the state. They allow the opponent to shoot 45% from 2, but from 3, it's really been a struggle for opposition against COC, just shooting 29% this year. When the Cougars play well, that's part of the game plan, is to defend the 3-ball well, and they've shot the 3-ball well, shooting 34.6%. As that time it was Quincy Arms knocking down the first 3 of the ball game, and it's a 5-0 run to open up for COC. First bucket of the day for Ramirez as he just drives and lays it around Dylan Barrientos. We talked about Ramirez this year, 3 straight games over 10 points coming into today's game. Averages 23 minutes per game, scores about 13 as a three-pointer from Barrientos, no good. Barrientos has kind of slowed down a little bit lately, averaging 15.7 still, but he's had some rough outings the last couple of times out. At one point had a 13-game streak of 10 or more points. As Urias stripped to the basketball, Barrientos will run the floor back the other way. Spins into the lane, lays it up, he'll get himself to the line. As a hard foul by Jones prevents an easy lay-in for Barrientos, showing off the athleticism, and Barrientos will go to the line to shoot a pair. 76% foul shooter on the year. So Barrientos for a pair, misses the first. Was kind of a positive for most of the year for COC this year, the foul shooting. But it's cooled off a bit as of late, shooting 70%, 38th in the state. They do get to the line quite a bit. 28 times, almost, or 23 times, almost 24. They make about 17 as they get a takeaway, but then Arms is fouled trying to bring it ahead. So 2 fouls on Glendale here quickly. This one goes against Emmanuel Lewis after another steal from COC. And a 5-2 early lead. Not a lot of energy in the gym here to start this one after that big game on the women's side just before this that had quite the ending to it, quite a bit of energy to it late. Three-second violation against College of the Canyons. So Glendale will get the basketball back. It's a 6-2 COC lead. Counted in the foul for Jared Jones. Fouled going into the air. Foul goes against Jimmy Galgano. Jones can get it back to a 1-point game. Jones misses on the foul shot. Jones this season is 75% foul shooter. The Cougars quickly back ahead. Arms a three from the wing on the other side, no good. Alfaro the offensive board as he comes through the paint and rips it down. Cougars turn it over though, trying to get it in. Galgano just a lazy pass, trying to get it towards Henderson. And the ball kicks off a couple of vaqueros as everybody kind of runs into one another right at the timeline. And the Cougars will get it right back. For substitution of the name, Pal Musayan checking in. Here's Arms dribbling, kicks it into the corner. Barrientos will put it on the floor. 2 big steps into the paint, lost the ball. Back the other way, Glendale. Jared Jones with the ball, ahead. Trying to get it into the corner to Ramirez. As it was Easton Gray trying to feed him and could not. So it's COC basketball. Here goes Arms with the basketball, sends it to Alfaro. From the foul line, drives, kicks it back. Arms, thought about a three, instead put it back on the floor. 6 to shoot for COC. Galgano wing 3 in rhythm, no good. Henderson can't get the rebound, goes out off of Glendale, and it'll be COC basketball. Arms inside. Henderson from the block on the near side spins inside, gets around a defender, puts it back in, and a timeout on the floor called by Glendale. A 30-second timeout, an 8-4 run to start the ball game. COC out in front by 4. So we'll stay right here with it after the timeout. If you're looking to get some more business into your local business, we can help you out here. The Cougar Sports Network or College of the Canyons Athletics can help you advertise your business to our crowds. Dial 661-362-3491, 661-362-3491. Put up a banner at Cougar Stadium or here in the Cougar Cage. Commercial or live read here on the Cougar Sports Network. We are more than happy to help you out. Just give that number a call. Don't wait, space limited. 8-4 lead COC, 15:52. Just a little over 4 minutes into this first half. Be Glendale basketball. Jones across the timeline, got it to Musayan, who gets it back to Jones. Now Groves. Ramirez guarded tightly by Galgano, got to the elbow, took a jumper falling away. No, rebound fell right into the lap of Lewis, who missed on the second opportunity, and the Cougars come away with a rebound as Alfaro will get the outlet ahead to Dylan Barrientos. Here's Barrientos with the basketball. Slashes, kicks back, Arms, a deep wing 3 from the near side, no good. Arms now after that early 3, 1 of 3 from the floor. Lead stays at 4 for College of the Canyons. Jones, hollering motion, wants to switch the offense up. Got it to Ramirez. 3-pointer from Groves is good. Nice shot from Groves. Elijah Groves, who averages just 5 points a game in a little over 18 minutes, just a 20% three-point shooter on the year, knocks down the first 3 of the day for Glendale. And it's a 1-point game at 8-7. Here's Alfaro, up top Barrientos, little jab step. Now we'll get it to Henderson. Top of the key, jumper fading away, no good, falling off the back of the rim. The rebound pulled down by Jared Jones, and he'll walk it ahead. Jones working to his right, driving. Like he took maybe 4 steps, but they said it was 2, and he gets the lay-in is good, and Glendale has their first lead of the game at 9-8. So 5-0 run for Glendale. Alfara gives the Cougars back a 1-point lead at 10-9. So Farah with 4 points here early on to lead the way. Jones with 4 points for Glendale to lead their side. So here's Jones with the basketball. Barrientos right on him. Wanted to probe the defense, instead got stopped. Sison with it now. We'll get it up top. Groves wanting to drive, little stutter step, put it off the glass with the right hand, no. Arms pulls down the rebound, speeds it ahead, has 3 men on him from Glendale. Groves gonna be able to get the block, but a blocking foul called against Palmo Sison. Musayan, we'll try and do our best on the pronunciations. We don't get a pronunciation guide, so we're trying to go off of what we hear, and then sometimes we misspeak, so we apologize. DePaul, anyway, his first foul. Arms to the line. Arms the best foul shooter on the Cougars side this year, one of the best foul shooters on the Cougars side. And then, of course, the broadcaster jinx in full effect. An 85% foul shooter, misses the first. Alfara checking off. Justice Harper coming in. Ramirez and Jones coming off. Abel Pearl, one of the 2 to check in for Glendale. Looks like Julian Dixon, the other one. And Arms misses both foul shots, so 85% foul shooter misses a pair. A 10-9 game, COC out in front. Cyan with the basketball, will dump it off. Pearl trying to drive, motion offense at work as Dixon will put up a 3, no good. Savory able to come up with the rebound, and then Arms is fouled by Musayan, who bumps into him, just a little over aggressive. And Musayan with his second will come off the floor. It will bring Easton Gray back in. Dylan Griffin checking in to take over for Quincy Arms. Seven minutes into the first half, a 10-9 score. Cougars around the perimeter. Stay along the perimeter. Now Henderson puts it on the floor. 16-footer that doesn't go. Rebound was pulled down by Harper. Barrientos jumper doesn't go. A rebound from Henderson, and he missed on the layup, and so we stay at 10-9. Kind of been the trouble for COC over the last 3 weeks, not putting their opportunities, especially those second, third chance ones in. It's been kind of a struggle. 3-pointer from Lewis for the lead is good. Lewis with a nice little shot. Emmanuel Lewis now with his first bucket of the game, and Glendale with their largest lead at 12-10. Galgano with 3, no good. Cougars got it back. Henderson driving. Does not draw the foul. It's a travel called. Jared Jones checks back in. 12-10 in favor of Glendale. Inside of 12 minutes to go here in the first half. Slow start for both sides. Here's Pearl with the basketball, trying to work around Griffin. Dropped it off to Jones. Jones driving against Barrientos. Lost it, got it back, got it into the corner. 3-pointer Dixon rattles in. 5-point lead for Glendale at 15-10. 6-0 run for the Vaqueros here. Each team is at a 5-point lead now in the ballgame. Barrientos, corner, Griffin, 3, no. Harper tips the rebound to Barrientos in the corner. He'll put up a 3, no. Galgano tips the rebound to himself. Puts it off the glass, is fouled. He'll get himself to the line. Good work on the offensive glass from COC that time. A couple of offensive boards. Already 6-1 in the ball game on the offensive rebounds for COC as Galgano goes to the line. 59% foul shooter for COC this year. First of 2 is good. Aziz Manego and Jonah Alfara back in. Henderson and Barrientos off. Galgano misses on the second, but Griffin able to come away with the rebound. The Cougars back to work offensively. Here's Alfara. Got it to Harper. Harper stops from 17, misses. Easy rebound for Pearl as he skies into the air. And Manego going to be called for a body foul. Howard Fisher up off the bench says, hey, we got to watch as Jared Jones had a hold of my guy. And he did, but Manego was right up on him before, so it'll be Glendale basketball. 6 fouls on Glendale, just 2 on COC here early on. Just about halfway through the first half in a 4-point game, 15-11. Low scoring here in the first half so far. Pearl with the basketball, working towards the baseline. Runs into Galgano, but he's going to be called for a shuffle of his feet and a travel. COC basketball. Emmanuel Lewis back in, takes over for Abel Pearl. There's Galgano. Back Manego. Inside Alfara. They're going to double it. Alfara will kick it back out. Manego drives baseline, throws it out high. Galgano, three-pointer. Had to go way up high with it and airballed as Easton Gray running out defended him well. Back the other way. And an offensive foul going to be called against Jared Jones as Griffin draws it. It's going to be the second foul against Jones. 7th on Glendale. Jones going to check out. Vito Ramirez checking back in. Cougars in the bonus, shooting foul shots the rest of the way here in the first half with 9:59 to go. Griffin, 3, too much on it. Alfara going to be called for an offensive foul on the rebound. Went up over the top of Urias. First foul on Alfara. It's a tough one to take, as I think he just went up higher than Urias. Called for the foul. Ramirez driving baseline. Got around Alfara, got around Manego, put it in. 6-point lead for Glendale, 17-11. Largest lead for either side. Here's Alfara putting it on the floor. Kicks back to Griffin. Griffin drives into the paint. Now to Galgano, up top to Griffin. Extra pass, Manego. Wing 3, no. Alfara, the offensive rip. Put it back off the glass, drew the foul. It's going to go against Uris. Alfara back to the line. 0 for 1 from the line so far today. 9:10 to go. Cougars in the bonus. Alfara misses the first. Galgano off, Henderson on. Alfara 0 for 3 from the line here early on. The Cougars poor from the line as a group right now, 2 for 9. Stays a 6-point lead, 9 minutes to go here in the first half. Lewis with the ball, got it over to Dixon. He'll put up a 3, it's good. Dixon finding his stroke, he's got 6. 9-point Glendale lead. It's not as though the Cougars have not had opportunities. Alfaro working inside has gotten them a lot of second chance opportunities, as this time an errant pass from Harper. Another turnover on COC. Already the 7th turnover on Canyons. Actually, the 6th turnover on Canyons here in the ball game. The lead right now is 9. Gray got it to Ramirez. Ramirez from the foul line is good. Timeout called by COC. 11-point Glendale lead as the Vaqueros coming alive here midway through the first half. Timeout on the floor will go as well.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
(22-11), Glendale out in front over COC. Continue here in the first half. It's been a 13-1 run for Glendale as Alfaro scored in the foul. Alfaro off the dribble. Gets himself to the line for his 3rd trip today as Arms will check in for Harper. Alfaro misses again. He's 0 for 4 from the line, but Barrientos, an offensive rebound, and Alfaro back to work from the foul line. Got it to Henderson in the corner for 3, he doesn't fall. Long rebound for Ramirez, who speeds ahead. Goes up into the air, got around Barrientos, but missed. An easy board for Henderson, and the Cougars in transition go back the other way. And then a travel called. Not sure if it was called against Henderson or called against Menego late. We'll see Jacob Gonzalez into the game for the first time. 9-point lead here for Glendale, 22-13. Ramirez wanting to drive baseline over the top of Gonzalez is good. Cougars get a 2 from Henderson, his first bucket of the ball game. Or second bucket of the ball game, actually. It's back to a 9-point lead. Ramirez misses short on a 3 as Gonzalez might have got a piece of it coming through. But a deep offensive rebound for Glendale. They go back to work. Emmanuel Lewis will send it to Ramirez. Wants to work off the dribble, working off the Pearl screen. Or got it back to Julian Dixon, excuse me. Dixon then fouled getting into the painted area. Foul going to be against Gonzalez, so Dixon going to go to the line.
Julian Dixon to the line to shoot 2.
Dixon this year, 74%. Misses on the first. Second is good, so a 10-point lead. 6 to shoot for COC. Henderson double teamed down low. Got it to Arms with 2, straightaway 3, rattled in and out. Rebound to Ramirez. He'll speed it ahead. Throws it over to the near side. Lewis. Deep 2, 16-footer is good. 12-point lead. Emmanuel Lewis, another knockdown shot. Lewis now with 5 in the ball game. Cougars nearly turn it over. Gonzalez able to get away from some pressure after a bad miscommunication on the pass from Barrientos to Gonzalez. Cougars reset with 6. Offensive foul away from the basketball on COC. Goes against Andrew Henderson is first. So 12-point Glendale lead. Jimmy Galgano back into the game to take over for Quincy Arms. So here's Lewis back to work. Got it to Groves, drops it off for Ramirez. Work it around to the far side to Lewis, guarded by Gonzalez. Slips him off the dribble, puts a foul line jumper up that's too strong. Tip rebound, the Cougars try to go fast break the other way. Galgano draws the foul from Ramirez, falling and throwing up a shot, and should go to the line for a pair here if he's all right. He's uncomfortable, his ankle, his right ankle I think is the problem, as it takes him a second to get up.
Jimmy Galgano to the line to shoot 2.
So Galgano to the line for a pair. Galgano 1 for 2 from the line so far today. 59% foul shooter, and it's his right ankle that's bothering him. He's very ginger with it right now. First of 2 is good. Colin O'Malley and Easton Gray back into the ball game. Dixon and Ramirez back off. And Doughton getting up off the bench. Galgano makes 1 of 2. He's going to head off as he's uncomfortable. So Ben Doughton into the game for the first time today, the freshman guard. Israel. The Cougars get the ball back. It's a 10-point game right now. 4:54 to go here in the first half. It's been a low-energy game so far. Glendale stretched it to a 12-point lead just a few moments ago. Cougars have not really had much rhythm on the offensive side. Here's Barrientos to put up a 3, missed it. Henderson comes down with it, backs himself into position and puts it in. Henderson now with 6. Cougars 1 for 14 from 3. Henderson gets it back to an 8-point game. They get 1 for 15, shooting 6%. 3-pointer on the other side, no good. From Groves, got the ball back, threw it away though. Gonzalez stops, drops it Alfara. 2 big steps, a running lay-in with the left hand. 4-0 run for COC. Gets it back within 6. It's actually a 6-0 run for the Cougars right now. Lewis driving, blocked from behind by Henderson. It's been an underrated spot in Henderson's game this year. 19 blocks coming in. 55th best in the state. Keeps it a 6-point game for the moment. Leaves Glendale just 4 to shoot here. Dixon to get it in play. Doughton trying to guard him. And Dixon gonna call a timeout. 30-second timeout, so we'll stay right here with it. Folks, if you're hungry, make sure you head to the nearest Jersey Mike's. Great sponsor here for us on the Cougar Sports Network and of all of COC Athletics. Make sure you stop in, say hi, get the classic number 7 turkey and provolone on, I would say, the rosemary cheese bread. That's the best one in my opinion, but you can get it on wheat, you can get it on white, you can get it on whatever you want. It's all a good sandwich. Make sure you get it Mike's way. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. So we go back to work on the inbound play. Dixon off the play, a 3 that hit the front of the rim. Henderson, the baseball pass off the rebound, back ahead to Barrientos, who drives, put it off the glass, didn't get it to go. Thought he drew contact for a foul, but didn't get it. And Howard Fisher up off the bench in the official's ear afterward. So we continue on in a 6-point game with a 6-0 COC run. Four to shoot, three-pointer Groves, no good, a travel called. Late whistle on the travel, so with 2:58, it's Canyons basketball once again. Griffin with the ball, gets it up to Doughton, who wanted to put up a 3, instead put it on the floor. Now Barrientos will try and drive baseline. Got a bounce pass to Henderson, who then stepped on the end line. And it's a turnover on COC. Vaqueros with the basketball, back to work. Lewis for Glendale, guarded by Gonzalez. Got to Ramirez. Ramirez driving, fouled by maybe Barrientos. Yeah, it's going to be Barrientos. Wasn't sure, I thought Barrientos got a lot of the ball, but they give him a foul anyway. So Ramirez to the line. Cougars are in the plus, but have not really been able to make much of an advantage out of it. Glendale just their 4th trip to the line today. Ramirez misses the first of 2. Ramirez usually reliable or slightly reliable from the line, 65%. Splits the pair back to a 7-point Glendale lead. Here's Henderson. Stops, got it to Doughton. Wing 3 on the way, no, short. Rebound Alfara. Gonzalez, little 8-footer, too much on it, hit the back of the rim. The Cougars remain ice cold from the floor. 1 of 16 from 3, 8 of 28 from the floor. Turnover on Glendale. Elijah Groves back in. Quincy Arms back in. Seven-point Glendale lead. Here's Barrientos for Canyons. Driving, stops, 8-footer is good. Barrientos with his first field goal of the ball game. Cougars 9 of 29, 1 for 16 from 3. Ice cold from outside. It's another block for Henderson, his 2nd here this first half. Groves will bring it in after the ball went out of play. 28-23 3 in favor of Glendale. Groves sends it high in the air, picked up by Lewis, drives, foul line jumper short. Henderson comes down with it. Barrientos tries to run it ahead to Alfara. Cougars a couple of passes along the perimeter, couldn't get a shot away. Instead, they'll work back on the half-court offense. Henderson spinning into the lane. Fall-away jumper, no. Easy rebound for Groves, who had inside position that time against Alfara. 5-point Glendale lead inside of 60 seconds to go in the first half. Lewis with the basketball. They'll work it to Ramirez. Went face up with Barrientos, got it back to Lewis. Now over to Dixon on the near side, driving against Doughton. Big bounce, high hop, comes off the floor, puts it in from the block. Back to a 7-point lead at 30-23. Barrientos will put up a 3. That's the second 3 of the ball game for COC. For Barrientos, his first 3 in 5 attempts. It's a 4-point Glendale lead. They'll play for the final shot here. The Cougars on a 10-3 run. Lewis couldn't draw the foul. Outlet ahead. Barrientos can get it to a one-possession game. No foul called late. The shot does not count. And that'll do it for the first half. Howard Fisher going to stand at the table and look at the officials and say, how's there not a foul here late? I think he's going to get a good explanation that he likes, so we'll take it into the break. 30-26, Glendale in front. Second half action, we come back here on the Cougar Sports Network.
College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
The future is yours. So let College of the Canyons help you get ready, reset, and go for it. Get ready for transfer, the workforce, or take your skills to the next level. Visit canyons.edu/schedule.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
If our turkey had a resume, it would say it's 99% fat-free, filler-free, and raised without antibiotics. But our turkey already has its dream job at Jersey Mike's. Premium meat makes a sub above.
The future is yours. So let College of the Canyons help you get ready, reset, and go for it. Get ready for transfer, the workforce, or take your skills to the next level. Reset your career and get back to work quickly. Go to college for $46 per unit, 0 textbook cost class options, and apply for your share of financial aid. With convenient class times, flexible on-campus or online options, and free tutoring, the future is yours at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule.
Welcome back into the Cougar Sports Network as we get ready for second half action. COC and Glendale. The Cougars trailing by 4, 30-26 in favor of the Vaqueros. COC just 2 of 17 from 3 in that first half, shooting just 11.8%. Pretty atrocious in terms of the three-point shooting. And when you think about it, having that bad of a three-point shooting night and only be down by 4, you'll take what you've come out with. against Glendale. Glendale 12 of 26, 4 of 8 from 3, 2 of 5 from the line. Cougars out rebounding the Vaqueros 21 to 19, 11 to 5 on the offensive glass. For COC, Andrew Henderson, Dylan Barrientos, and Jonah Alfara each with 6. For Glendale, Julian Dixon and Gambino Ramirez with 9, leading the way for each side as we go back to work. Glendale with the basketball to start here in the second half. So Vaqueros will go to work. Ramirez, who was quiet to start, came on late, 4 of 7 from the floor. Added 4 rebounds and an assist. Glendale misses on their first possession. Cougars back up the floor. Arms for 3 is good. Just the third 3 of the ball game. Arms now is 6. It's 2 of 5 from downtown. The Cougars back within 1. Closed on a 10-3 run. They've trailed by as much as 12 in the ball game. The 3-pointer from Uras is good. Matches it, so 3s off each side. Sehan Uras' first bucket of the ball game on his first shot of the ball game is a triple. Uras just a 20% three-point shooter, but a wide open look knocked it down. And right back to a 4-point Glendale lead. Here's Henderson trying to take Uras off the dribble. Little right-hand scoop shot, no. Uras able to come up with the rebound. Alfara and Gray got tied up. Glendale will go back to work on the offensive side. Good shot from Ramirez for 3, so a 6-3 run. 36-29 now the lead. It's back up to 7 for Glendale here. Barrientos trying to drive, gets it back to Arms. Couldn't make it back-to-back 3s for him. Easy rebound for Glendale off the long miss from COC. Jones just walks right into a jumper and knocks it down. Jones now with 6. It's right back to a 9-point lead. Foul going to go against Alfara here, his second. Isaiah Ortega checking in for the first time in quite a while. I think it's been a while since Ortega's even played in a ball game. His last game was actually against San Diego Mesa. Way back in December 3rd, so over a month ago. Foul called against COC. Getting back to the line is Jared Jones. Ortega fresh into the game, gets called for a foul.
Jared Jones to the line to shoot 2.
Jones misses the first. 0 for 2 from the line so far today. Ramirez with 12 now leading the way after that triple early here in this second half. Second of 2 is good. So back to a 10-point lead for Glendale. 9-3 run here to open for the Vaqueros. Ortega working with the basketball. Cougars get it to Henderson at the elbow on the near side. He'll put it on the floor trying to work around Gray. Got tied up. Possession arrow, Canyons. Cougars with 9 seconds to shoot off the inbound here. Henderson will put up a 3 that goes over the back of the backboard, missed. And so the cold shooting night continues. For College of the Canyons, have not been able to knock down the 3 today. 3 of 20 in the ball game. Is Glendale back to work with a 10-point lead? They've led by as much as 12 in the ball game. It's a 4-point game at halftime. Cougars got it all the way back down to a 1-point game, but a 9-3 run here in the second for Glendale has put it back to a 10-point lead. Russ driving against Alfara, kicked it back to Gray. Gray driving against Henderson, blocked. Back the other way, Arms. Can't catch the pass from Galgano, goes back to work. Galgano in the corner, puts it on the floor, stops and pops 17, is fouled. And Galgano to the line.
Glendale penalties number 42, Saihan Uris, his third personal 14 foul. To the line to shoot 2, Jimmy Galgano.
Sanuris' third foul. Galgano to the line. 3 for 4 from the line in the first half. It's no worse for the wear after that ankle problem he had late after he went down hard on a drive to the basket. First of 2 from Galgano is good. Second one doesn't fall. So a 9-point Glendale lead as the Vaqueros go back to work. Driving right to the basket for an easy lay-in was Julian Jones. Sped right past the Cougar defense. It's the lead back up to 11. Henderson in the far corner, working one-on-one. Trying to go against Mosayan. Still one-on-one with him in the wing. A step-back 3 on the way is good. It's the 4th 3 of the ball game for Canyons. They've shot 22 3-point attempts. They've only made 4 of them. It's back to an 8-point Glendale lead here. Lewis dumps it off. Mosayan left it for Ramirez, goes against Henderson. Shot was altered, threw up wide. Gray comes down with the ball, works into the paint, kicks it out. Ramirez, 3 from the corner is short. Henderson trying to tip the rebound to himself and does. He'll run the floor, got it to Arms, dumps it off Galgano. Just kind of hot potato with the basketball for the Cougars there for a moment, but now they'll try and set things up. Ortega working off the Alfara screen. Little pick and roll, dumped it inside. And it's a foul on the floor against Glendale. Goes against Jared Jones.
Glendale penalties 0, Jared Jones, his third, team's second in the second half.
Galgano off, Barrientos back in. Jones, after picking up his 3rd foul, will head to the bench. Just about 5 minutes into here, the second half. 8-point Glendale lead. Henderson on Gray right now, trying to work the ball to the far side. Ortega will put up a 3, halfway down and didn't fall. Ramirez able to rip through for the board. At the outlet to Emmanuel Lewis, who will bring it up the floor. Lewis was good in the first half, in the early part of the first half, then slowed down. Had 5 points, 3 rebounds, a pair of assists. Miss from Dixon. Put back, Mosayan is good. Timeout, Canyons. 10-point Glendale lead, 14:31 to go. Here from the Cougar cage.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
Fans, the College of the Canyon Sports Information Department would like to recommend you visit cocathletics.com all year long for news, information, statistics,
Canyons basketball out of the timeout. 14:31 to go. 10-point Glendale lead. Vito Ramirez with 12, leading the way for Glendale. For Canyons, Andrew Henderson with 9. Cougars just 4 of 23 from 3 today. Glendale shooting 50% from downtown, 6 of 12. Right now the difference in the ball game. Barrientos, little 16-footer is good. Worked off a screen, nice little bucket that time. Cougars, Howard Fisher not happy after the bucket made. Cougars with an 8-point disadvantage, wanted to come out in a full court press after the make and instead fell back into a half-court defense, so Glendale quickly up ahead. The science pass, stolen away by Barrientos. 4-on-3 for Canyons. Barrientos, little fake, drives, lays, fouled to the line. Foul on Ramirez is second.
Ramirez, his second personal foul. Going to the line to shoot 2, Dylan Barrientos.
First of 2 is good for Barrientos. Was 1 for 2 from the line in the first half. Misses on the second. 7-point game. Barrientos and Henderson now both with 9. Foul shots hooting the Cougars as well today. 6 of 15 from the line as a group. Ramirez trying to drive, swings it out. Lewis, 3, short. Patrolling the glass was Henderson for an easy board. Back the other way comes COC. Arm stops, 10-footer. Kicked off the heel of the rim, no good. Skying to rip it down was Groves. Back the other way, Glendale into a half-court offense. Sion with the basketball. Bounce pass to Ramirez. He'll put it on the floor, one-on-one against Barrientos here. Now we'll leave it for Lewis, who off the running screen puts up a 3 that doesn't fall. Cougars just able to stay in play on the rebound, and now we'll come back ahead. Barrientos, little Euro step, dumps off. Harper kicks it back. Henderson, straight away 3, way too much on it. Foul on Glendale as Alfaro went up for the rebound, got bumped in the head. And we'll get substitutions here. Arms off, Griffin in. Groves off. It will Pearl back in. Now the officials discussing.
Dylan Griffin has entered the game for the Cougars.
Actually, they'll send Elijah Groves back in to take over for Ramirez. Not sure what the discussion was from the officials. Play back to work. Cougars try to get it inside to Harper, and it's just taken away by Glendale. Pearl back the other way. Glendale forced 11 turnovers now in the ball game. They've had 12 themselves. Sion now with it. Groves up top. Lewis now with 8. Skips it with Sion, trying to work around a couple of defenders. Still gets it into the corner. Dixon driving, it's a shot clock violation. Jones back on, Lewis coming off for a spell. Seven-point Glendale lead. Here's Griffin. Stops back. Harper, three-pointer. Nope, too much. Alfaro able to work his way to the rebound somehow. Just out-muscles the Glendale defenders and then gets it back to Henderson. Good pass inside. Harper, the layup rattles home. First bucket of the day for Justice Harper comes at 11:25. 5-point Glendale lead now. Cougars need to get another stop here. Mosayan will send it over. Trying to drive was Pearl. Got around Henderson. Gets in behind the defense and slips it home. Back to a 7-point lead. Cougars quickly ahead on a fast break. Griffin works into the paint. Little jump stop. Put it up. Drew the foul. Griffin going to go to the line. Late whistle on the foul. Third foul on Mosayan here. Dylan Griffin will go to the line for a pair. First of two is good from Griffin. Griffin, a 75% foul shooter this year. Galgano checked back in, missed on the second, but Elfara comes down with the rebound, and the Cougars back to work offensively here. Galgano got it to Harper. Up top, little stutter step, foul line jumper short, an air ball the whole way. Defended well by Abel Pearl. Uris back into the game to take over for Groves. Still a 7-point lead. Cougars haven't really been able to get it back within that after the 9-3 opening run here in the second half from Glendale. A foul away from the basketball on Jared Jones. It's going to be his fourth. Ian Galgano got tied up. Cougars get a break. Jones going to go to the bench. 9 points, 3 rebounds, an assist and a steal. With his fourth foul, will sit there for a little bit. Here's Harper trying to work into the paint. Kicks it back to Barrientos. Now over to Griffin. Griffin putting it on the floor, spinning, kept the foot down. Got it to Galgano, 8 to shoot. Back to Griffin, wanting to get it to Elfara, 4 to shoot. Elfara needs to work, runs into a double. Fell into the hands of Galgano, but the layup no good. Rebound pulled down by Pearl. Trying to dribble out of the trap, and does. Got it over to Lewis. Lewis ahead. Sion just catches and holds on for a second. And Glendale will slow things down. Lewis over to Dixon. Dixon driving, fall away, jumper from 8, no good. Galgano the rip, back the other way comes Canyons. Harper spinning, and it swatted out of his hand by Uris as he went into the air. So neither side efficient right now. Stays a 7-point game. Pearl, staying along the perimeter, dumps it off for Dixon. Dixon elevates from the foul line and knocks down a jumper. Julian Dixon now with 11 into double figures. Just his first game in double figures. He's got his season high. His season high was 8 against Victor Valley, but he's surpassed it with 11 here today. And Elfara back to the line for a pair of foul shots. Elfara has struggled from the line today. Makes the first of his 5 attempts. Makes the second, it's a 6-point game. Misses on the second, but Griffin comes down with the rebound. Got it to Galgano, who got tripped up. Glendale gonna come away with the ball. There's
Lewis. Deep two, no good. Galgano the board. Barrientos backing things off. Got it to Harper. Harper inside to Alfara under the basket. Lays it off the glass with the right hand. Scored in the foul. Alfara back to the line. Elijah Groves back in. Uras picks up his 4th foul. Alfara finding his rhythm, now has 9. So you got Henderson, Barrientos, Alfara all with 9. Give Alfara 10, he'll check out of the game. Henderson, who's a point away from a double-double, checks back in. Quincy Arms comes in as well. Take over for Justice Harper here. Cougars come out in a full court press. Dixon gonna dribble past it. And he's gonna be called for a carry. I haven't seen a carry called in probably 2.5 years here at the Cougar cage. It's interesting. So we go back to work. Canyons trailing by 4, excuse me. Chance to get it back to a 1-possession game. Galgano, 3-pointer on the way is good. Galgano with his first 3 of the ball game, and all of a sudden it's a 1-point game. 47-46. Gonzalez gets it back to a 3-point game with a jumper that's good. A timeout called by Glendale. 49-46, 7:34 to go. Full timeout, we'll take the break. (49-46). Canyons trailing by 3, but at one point it trailed by 10 here in the second half. Got it all the way down to 1 after that 3-pointer from Jimmy Galgano. Led a little 6-0 run at one point. We'll start with the basketball. Barrientos will bring it up the floor for COC. Cougars will work it to Henderson. Double team, sends it out Barrientos. Extra pass into the corner, Arms. He'll drive, jump stop kicks. They work it around. Henderson, wing, 3 for the tie. He's got it. 49 all. Henderson with a double-double, just his 2nd of the year. And we're even at 49. Here's Gray. Looking for some help. Got it over to Emmanuel Lewis. Lewis will work it around to the far side. Ramirez working against Barrientos with 3. Little scoop shot is good. Glendale back out in front. Ramirez now with 16. Barrientos quickly back the other way, trying to drive against Ramirez. Instead, got it to Arms. Arms into the paint.
Offensive foul called against Quincy Arms. Groves checking out. Dixon coming back in. So Glendale back out in front by 2, 51-49 after the 3 from Henderson to tie it. Cougars then calling for an offensive foul and miss some chance to try and get it back to even. Here's Ramirez with the basketball, dumps it off to Dixon. Guarded by Barrientos. Throws a pass into the Glendale bench. And it's Canyon's ball. Jen Gilizan was very hot after that pass. Dixon and Lewis on a miscommunication that time. The pass was behind Lewis, who was cutting towards the basket. The Cougars with a chance to tie or take the lead for the first time since way back early in the first. Barrientos stripped by Ramirez. Galgano trying to come back to challenge. It's an easy lay-in for Ramirez. Give him 18 now. It's back to a 4-point lead. Cougars nearly turn it over again. Here's Galgano with the ball. Inside, Henderson fouled, and he'll get to the line. Henderson in the line to shoot a pair. Cougars have not led since the 14:04 mark of their last lead was the 14:04 mark of the first. Henderson makes the first of 2. Elijah Groves back in. Henderson makes both. Back to a 2-point game. Dixon trapped, picked up the dribble, sent it over to Groves. He'll dump Ramirez. Ramirez is heated up here in the second. He drives, he's blocked or fouled by Henderson, depending on which team you're rooting for. And he'll get himself to the line.
Cougar foul against number 24, Andrew Henderson, his first, team's 5th. To the line, shooting 2, Dan Ramirez. Entering the game for Glendale, number 0, Jared Jones.
Ramirez makes the first. Second is good as well. Ramirez now a point off his season high of 21. He's got 20 in the ball game. Back to a 4-point advantage. Galgano with the ball. Got it to Henderson up top. Now to Barrientos. Fakes a shot, drives into the paint, goes up over Gray, and he'll get himself to the line. .437 to go, a game that looked like it was trending in the wrong direction for Canyons. All of a sudden, it's a tight one, and now we've got a ball game on our hands. Cougars trailed by as much as 12. Barrientos makes the first. Dillon with double figures now in 10. 16th game in double digits for him. Same for Andrew Henderson. And for Jonah Alfara as well. Barrientos misses, splits him. I think he was going to get subbed out anyway, so he'll stay on the floor. It's a 3-point game now, 55-52. Glendale's led since 12 minutes and 17 seconds to go. In the first. Foul goes against Dylan Griffin. Lewis kicks back. Groves, three. No good. Coming in for the rebound was Jones, missed on the putback. He gets the rebound off the floor and then calls a timeout. That's a pretty good play from Jones there. Missed on the putback, fell down hard to the floor, still fought for the ball and was able to come up with the rebound. I don't think he was off his butt. I think he was still on the ground. So just good work from Jones, not giving up on a play. Called the timeout as well. Cougars are in the plus, so they shoot 2 the rest of the way with 4:01 to go. They trail by 3 and do not have the basketball at the moment. So a great play by Jared Jones, who's got 9 points, 5 rebounds, and assist. Is playing with 4 fouls. Gets the ball back for Glendale, so go back to work. Ramirez leading everybody on the floor with 20 points. Henderson 14 and 10, a double-double. Barrientos 10 points. Alfara 10 and 8. Galgano with 9. Julian Dixon has 11 for Glendale. Nobody else really close to double digits at this point. Difference right now, Glendale 6 of 14 from 3. Cougars 6 of 27 from 3. And just 17 of 51 from the floor. Glendale back to work. Groves with the basketball, gets it to Ramirez. Ramirez takes his time, working against Griffin. Dropped it off for Gray. Dumps it to Jones, 5 to shoot, working against Barrientos, had it knocked out of his hand, ball tied up. Possession arrow, Glendale with 1 to shoot. So it's a catch and shoot here for Glendale. They get it in. Shot did not get off in time. It was partially blocked by arms anyway. So it's a shot clock violation. Glendale thought they drew a foul, but did not. So it's a 3-point game. Here's Barrientos. Arms. Moves to his left. Dumps it inside Alfara, working against Gray. Doubled down low. Alfara called for a travel. Glendale going to get a couple subs in here. Dixon back onto the floor. Musayan back onto the floor as Groves comes off. And Gray comes off as well. Here's Lewis, top Ramirez, who's come alive in the second half. After just 9 points in the first, really came alive in the second part of the first half and has continued into the second. He's got 20 to lead the way. Musayan a deep 2, no good. Easy board for Griffin, who cleans it up. Runs the floor all the way back the other way. Stops off the glass, no good. Alfara the offensive rebound, and he's fouled going up. Foul going to go against Emmanuel Lewis. Going to be just his second. Alfara going to go to the line. Elfara 2 of 7 from the line today. The Cougars as a unit 15 of 25, or excuse me, 12 of 25 from the line. So that's been a struggle as well. You need these foul shots from Elfara. The first one good. Second one from Elfara is there as well. It's a 1-point game, 55-54, 2:45 to go. Glendale with the basketball will work it up the floor as Jones moves it down the far sideline. Got it back to Lewis. Top Dixon. Hands off Ramirez. Swings it over Musayan. Now back Ramirez again. Works off the Musayan screen. Griffin was trying to draw a foul, didn't get it. Ramirez threw up a shot that didn't go. Henderson pulls it down. Elfara the outlet ahead. Griffin will dump it off. Barrientos the 3 for the lead, no good. Henderson comes away with the rebound, dumps it inside. Elfara finishes a two-hand flush and the foul. First lead of the ball game for COC. Since Glendale took over the lead at 12-17 of the first half, it comes with 2:08 left. Elfara with 12 and 9 has a chance to make it a 2-point lead. Misses. Griffin skies for the offensive rebound, and the Cougars go back to work on a reset here. Elfara. Henderson. Straight away. Now to Griffin. Cougars around the perimeter right now. Griffin looking for help. Good bounce pass to Arms. Drives baseline. Spins it back. Henderson a 3. No good. Rebound pulled down by Jones. It's a 1-point Canyons lead. 56-55. $1:35 to go. A timeout on the floor called by Glendale. The Cougars have climbed all the way back. Trailed by as much as 12 at one point. Kept it kind of close. Have clawed their way back for their first lead since way back early in the first. So a timeout on the floor will go as well.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Cougars with a 1-point lead after a big two-handed slam from Jonah Elfara a few moments ago. And with 95 seconds left in the ball game, Glendale will have the basketball. Glendale's led since 12-17 of the first. Hadn't looked back. But now they find themselves trailing, albeit by just a point. Here's Lewis, working to his left, Arms right with him. Got it over to Jones, driving against Barrientos, puts up a jumper, no good. Musayan with the rebound. Dixon the 3 for a 2-point lead, no good. Offensive board, Jones. Ball tied up on the floor, and a jump ball tie-up is indeed what is called. Possession arrow with COC, and the Cougars do a good job of just defending just well enough and tying up the ball down low to get it back. Elfara going to come off the floor. 1:18 to go. Galgano back in. Timeout called by Howard Fisher. We'll take the timeout as well. 1:18 to go. 56-55. COC in front.
The future is yours. So let College of the Canyons help you get ready, reset, and go for it. Get ready for transfer, the workforce, or take your skills to the next level. Reset your career and get back to work quickly. Go to college for $46 per unit. Zero textbook cost class options and apply for your share of financial aid. With convenient class times, flexible on-campus or online options, and free tutoring, the future is yours at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
$56-55, 1:18 to go. COC leading Glendale. Vaqueros had as much as a 12-point lead in the ballgame. Cougars have clawed their way back. Gambino Ramirez with 20 points, leading all scorers on the floor. He and Julian Dixon, the only Vaqueros in double figures. For COC, Henderson, Alfara, Barrientos, all with 10 or more points. Glendale in a full court press here. Griffin they need to work it ahead. They got it to Henderson. Henderson gonna sprint it up across the timeline, got it to Arms. He'll slow it down, gets it to Dylan Griffin. Lewis right with him. It's a 1-point game. Cougars shooting 2 the rest of the way as well, and have 1 foul to give. Barrientos, 6 to shoot. Working in isolation, drives, lays it in with the left hand. And a timeout. A stoppage. I think a stoppage because the clock didn't stop, or the ball actually squirted away, so they have to stop and reset things here. So 3-point lead for Canyons, 58-55. Glendale going to come timeout after they get it across the timeline with 47.1. Canyons outscoring Glendale 32-25 here in the second. Not been steady, has not been clean, but they've found a way. Farah actually has 14 in the ball game as well. Farah, Henderson each with 14, Barrientos with 12. 47.1. Canyons 19 of 56 from the floor, 6 of 29 from 3, 14 of 28 from the line. Glendale 21 of 51 from the floor, 6 of 17 from 3, and 5 of 9 from the foul line. Each team up over 15 turnovers in the ballgame. Cougars with 18 points off of turnovers to just 14 for Glendale. Cougars out rebounding the Vaqueros 39-36, but they've done a better job on the offensive glass with 19 of their 39 rebounds coming on the offensive glass. Canyons with 3 timeouts, Glendale without any left, so 47.1. Trailing by 3, and they'll have to bring it in here. Dixon catches. Got it to Lewis. Lewis driving baseline against Arms. Over to Ramirez. He'll drive into the paint. Throws it over. Mosayan now driving. He'll stop and pop for a 2. Knocked it down. Clock stopped with 34. Cougars get it into Barrientos. Glendale backs off. Barrientos one-on-one with Jones. Will take his time to get it across the timeline here with a 1-point game. Barrientos gets it to Alfara. Alfara, fall-away jumper, no. Rebound, Mosayan. Fisher not happy, shot clock off. Glendale can play for the win right here. 10 to go. Jones drives. Layup doesn't fall. Mosayan the rebound. Putback is there with 5.1, and Glendale has a 1-point lead, 59-58. You got the initial stop on Jones from COC, but nobody there to pick up the rebound. Musayan with a big bucket. For Paul Musayan, just his second bucket of the ball game. And it comes at the most opportune time with 5.1. Now Canyons has to work. The good thing is you only need to work for 2. If you work a foul, you can take 2 foul shots and tie the game as well, as you are in the plus here. I wonder with a foul to give, if that wasn't maybe a discussion from COC before the inbound play from Glendale. So 5.1, and you got to work the length of the floor, 94 feet. Glendale with full court pressure here. Alfaro has the baseline to run. Canyons has timeouts to use. Alfaro slip it ahead, but throws it out of play, and that's likely going to be the ball game with 4.8. Now you got a foul if you're COC. You got to foul fast here if you're COC. Arms does. Takes a couple of ticks off. And actually that puts Lewis to the line for the 1-and-1, but still you take the 1-and-1 here. So 60 to 58 lead. Lewis can make it a 3-point game with 4.1, would force Canyons to knock down a 3. They'll take a timeout. Another timeout here. Cougars still have 1 left. Got to have a 3 to tie. Can't advance the ball in the timeout. You got to have a better designed play to bring it in and get yourself a shot. And it's got to be a 3. Glendale trying to snap a 7-game losing streak. Series between these two teams has been pretty even over the last number of years. Canyons 8-5 against Glendale since 2012-2013. So these games always seem to be tight. Final chance of the ball game, trying to get a tie here for COC and send us to an extra frame. Farah, baseball pass ahead. Henderson catches, gets it to Galgano. 3 for the tie is there with 1.1. Galgano a 3. No foul on the inbound play, and we're headed to an extra frame. Galgano a huge 3 for the tie. And we go to overtime at 61 all. We'll take a timeout overtime when we come back.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
Jimmy Galgano's second three of the ball game comes with 1.1 left, ties the game at 61. We're headed to overtime here from the Cougar cage. Cougars with 4.1 on the clock. Had a baseball pass ahead from Alfara that Henderson came down with and looked like he was going to step into it, but took a half-second extra. Got it to Jimmy Galgano, was wide open along the wing, and he knocked it cold. So the Cougars even it at 61 all. So some bonus basketball here for you on the Cougar Sports Network. 5 minutes of OT. Teams going the same way as they were in the second half. Glendale can't control the opening tip as the Cougars will come away with it. Henderson will have the basketball. Great save by Arms there after the ball kind of bounced around. So the Cougars get the first possession of overtime. Galgano up to Arms, now to Barrientos. Got it to Alfara. Alfara spinning, works to the paint. Throws it into the corner. Barrientos, 18-footer, no. Rebound pulled down by Lewis. Cougars need to defend here now as Glendale trying to recapture a lead. Cyan puts it on the floor, 8 to shoot. Dumps it off, Lewis. Lewis working off the screen, now with 2, driving, little runner, no good. Rebound pulled down by Arms. He'll dribble himself out of some trouble. Lewis just 2 of 13 from the floor today, has struggled. Here's Barrientos. Dumps it, Galgano in the corner, drives. Galgano to the rack, no. Got his own rebound, put it up, no. Got again, put it up again, and missed it again. 3 opportunities for Galgano, didn't put any of them in. Neither team with a bucket here in overtime. 61 all. 3.5 to go in the extra period. Ramirez. It's hot in the second half. 20 to lead all scorers in the ball game. Works off the screen towards the paint. Puts up a shot. Didn't get it to fall. Henderson altered it late. And it's Glendale basketball as it went out off of Alfara. Cyan, corner 3 for the lead. He's got it. Cyan, who had the big 2-pointer to give Glendale a 1-point lead, or a 1-point lead late. Now with a big 3 to put him back up by 3. Barrientos drives, lays it in with the left hand. Back to 1-point game. 64-63. Lots of time here in overtime. 2:45, 2:47. Jones backs off the defense, puts it in, back to a 3-point lead. Don't need it all here if you can. You just need a bucket to keep it close. Barrientos taking his time, working off the Alfara screen, got it over to Galgano. Galgano foul line jumper, good. Nice shot, Galgano. He's come alive here late after the 3. He's in double figures with 15 to lead the Cougars. Sorry, he's in double figures with 14, so 4 players for Canyons tied at 14. Henderson, Galgano, Barrientos, and Alfara, the big 4 for the Cougars. It's a 1-point game. Foul going to be called against Alfara here. It's going to be his 3rd. Going to send Jared Jones to the line. Jones 1 for 3 from the line today. Misses on the first of the 1-and-1, so it's a 1-point game. Canyons gets the basketball back, so they get a stop. 2 minutes to go here in the overtime. Arms gets it to Henderson. Henderson trying to take Jones off the dribble. Foul is on the floor. It's against Musayan. It's going to be his 5th. It's going to be a block, and he's going to come out of the ball game. So that's going to bring Sayan Uris back into the game. Uris with 4 fouls, I believe, as well. He's got 4. Henderson to line for 2. Henderson this year has been one of the better foul shooters in the state of California. 78 of 97 this season. Shoots 80% from the line. Makes the first of 2. Only guy better on the roster this year is Quincy Arms. Missed both his foul shots earlier in the ball game, so we're tied at 66 all. Henderson makes them both. Cougars back out in front by 1. 67-66. Try and dial up the defensive pressure here if you can. Glendale trying to find the right look. Jones will dump it to Uris. He'll drop it off. Gonzalez, who's been quiet since he got to 20. Haven't heard from him in a while. Now Jones, top of the key, jumper, no. Alfara the rip. Give him a double-double. His 7th of the year. 14 and 10 for Alfara now. It's a 1-point lead for Canyon, 67-66. Barrientos taking his time. Ramirez right out on him. Galgano. Bounce pass, Arms. Spinning under the basket, went up, he's fouled, he'll get to the line. That's the 5th on Uris, so he is done for the night. And Easton Gray gonna come back in. So you look, Uris ends the night. 3 points in 12 minutes. Powell's night over 7 points in 20 minutes with 4 rebounds. Quincy Arms, who's an 85% foul shooter on the season, a chance to shoot 2 here. Makes the first, makes it a 2-point game, can make it a full 1-possession game at 3 points. Meaning the best Glendale can do, unless there's a foul and a 3, is tie the ball game. Misses short on the second. Alfara couldn't come up with the rebound. Jones dribbles himself out of trouble. 60 seconds to go in overtime. 68-66. Timeout called by Glendale. As they get a timeout here in overtime as Canyons gets 2. We'll talk about it here in the OT. 56.1. Once again, if you're COC, you got to find some defensive pressure here. That was the letdown before the overtime frame. Pick me up from Galgano, got him to the extra time, and they've got a 2-point lead now. So we'll reset a few numbers here. Ramirez, 20.6 boards, 2 assists, a steal. Jones, 11 points, 8 boards, an assist and a steal. Dixon, 11 points, an assist and a steal. Those are your double figures players for Glendale for Canyons. Henderson, 16-11, 3 with a pair of blocks. Galgano, 14-5, 2 of 5 from 3. Barrientos, 14-3-1, with 3 steals in the ballgame. And Alfara, 14-11-1. 5 of 6 from the floor, shooting 83%, which is right around the number that Alfara's at during the year. Actually above the number. He's a 67% field goal shooter this year. He doesn't shoot 3-pointers. Everything comes from the block down, just about. It's a 2-point game. Glendale with the basketball, inbounding from in front of their own bench. 56.1 on the clock as the Vaqueros will bring it in. Lewis with the basketball at work to the near side. Arms will stay right on him. He'll work off the gray screen. Another screen as Alfaro went down to the floor. Extra pass over to Dixon for the lead. He's got it. 69-68. Still 40 seconds to go in the overtime. Cougars going to take their time here. Barrientos with the basketball. Wasn't really a bad defensive set, just kind of an awkward one for COC that led to the bucket. Now they work with 10 to shoot. Barrientos driving across the floor. Spins it back with 8, now 7. Over to Griffin, inside Henderson. Henderson, fall away jumper for the lead. He's got it with 16 and a half. Shot clock is off. Glendale can play for the last shot here. 70-69. Here's Jones. Fakes the handoff. One-on-one with Barrientos. 5, trying to drive, spins, lost the ball, put it up, got it to fall! Off the glass and good with 1.8. And a timeout called by COC before the inbound. Jones lost it, had 2 Cougars on him, somehow got it up around both Barrientos and Henderson. Gives Glendale back a 1-point lead, leaves 1.8 on the clock. And you need another miracle play from COC. They got one to get to overtime. Now you got to get one to win the game. And this one a little bit more rough with 1.8. Jared Jones with his 2 biggest points of the night, 13 and 8 now. The Cougars, again, need a home run pass and a quick shot with 1.8, a la Derek Fisher style play to try and pick up the win and end their losing streak. Glendale trying to snap a 7-game losing streak. Cougars trying to avoid losing 5 of their last 6 as Alfaro going to run the sideline. Throws it in, throws it to Easton Gray, who picks it off. The ball game is over. Glendale ends their 7-game losing streak. They pick it up 71-70 in overtime over COC. They get their first conference win of the season, improved to 1-5. The Cougars fall to 1-5 in conference play. As that'll do it for us tonight here on the Cougar Sports Network. We thank you for joining us, and we hope you join us next week. We've got baseball and softball starting up. Softball on Friday, baseball on Saturday. First 2 games of the spring season for those sports. Should be fun to watch. We hope you join us for those. Have a good night, everybody.